One of the things that's interesting about the far right in the United States is how they were really at the forefront of seeing this technology and the potential it offered. And we
Mm,
can go back to the 1980s with electronic bulletin boards,
right.
kind of pre-internet days, and you had key figures that were leaders within the white supremacist movement who said this technology is essential for us to be able to harness,
Yeah.
and we can really use this to our advantage. And then fast forward a decade to the mid 90s, and you had, the Stormfront web forum, which comes online around 95,
Right.
96, becomes the largest white supremacist web forum in the world at one time. And again, the idea was we can get the message out through the internet and we can start to shape the narrative. And we can use our own language to describe ourselves and our beliefs in a way that will be more palpable. So
Mm,
we're not going to call ourselves white supremacists. We're not going to call ourselves neo-Nazis. We're going to call ourselves white nationalists because
mm,
that sounds less threatening. And you saw Stormfront did that on their web forum, and now the term white nationalism is ubiquitous, and we see it bandied about regularly. And in fact, media outlets have to be careful about using the term white supremacist and neo-Nazi for fear of being sued. So the amount of influence they've had on shaping the narrative is really quite extraordinary. Now, who do we hear talking about immigration being an invasion? We hear it coming from the White House. The white supremacists have shaped the narrative in such a way that it's become normalized, and the highest institutions of power are using their framing for issues like this.